Now it is a bit bigger, somewhat colder, and is 500 light years away. Wondering what we're talking about? Well, here we tell you now. The hunt for Earth's alien twin reached a new milestone with the discovery of a faraway planet that's quite similar to our own blue planet. But can life exist there? Let's find out.
Here's some pretty exciting news for all those who've been wanting to live in the inhabitable planets close to Earth's orbit. It's truly a eureka moment for Kepler scientists as the search for alien life just took a big leap forward. Earth's long-lost twin found. In what can be called the twin Earth, astronomers from the Kepler Radar Observatory have discovered an Earth-like planet. A distant, rocky world that's similar in size to a blue planet exists in the Goldilocks zone, where it's not too hot and not too cold for life. The Kepler mission has been on the constant lookout via satellites for just such a neighbor in the Milky Way. The find excited planet hunters who've been scouring the Milky Way galaxy for years for potentially habitable places outside our solar system. The discovery of Kepler 186f comes as one of the biggest success stories for planet hunters. Today, it's part of a solar system. The all-new planet is the fifth and outermost planet discovered orbiting around the dwarf star Kepler 186. This is the best case for a habitable planet yet found. The results are absolutely rock solid. NASA's orbiting Kepler telescope was used to detect the planet. The telescope is used to study the heavens for subtle changes in brightness. These changes indicate an orbiting planet is crossing in front of a star, and from those changes, the scientists calculate a planet's size and make certain inferences about its makeup.
Oh, this is fantastic. So this is the stuff I love. I've been working in astronomy for a long time now, and trying to find signs of life around another planet is just one of the most important endeavors that we can do as a community. And this find itself is extremely exciting.
The new found object has been dubbed Kepler 186f. The all-new planet detected in the constellation Cygnus revolved around a red dwarf star, which is 500 light years away from Earth. In fact, this system is also home to 4 other companion planets. These 4 planets orbit a star half the size and mass of our Sun.
Kepler is a different animal from the Hubble Space Telescope or the Spitzer Infrared Telescope because it doesn't take pictures. You won't see beautiful images that you see from Hubble because we're not doing that kind of science. Those types of missions like Hubble and Spitzer are designed to focus on specific targets.
If you hold your hand at arm's length with a grain of salt or a grain of sand, that's about how much of the sky you can see with a normal astronomical telescope at any one time.
Kepler takes really fuzzy pictures, but the thing that Kepler is designed to do, and it does very well, is look for very small variations in the brightness of the stars.
An Earth-like planet passing in front of a Sun-like star is going to cause the brightness of that star to dim by only 1 part per 10,000. That's like looking at a headlight from a great distance and trying to sense the brightness change when a flea crawls across the surface. But the Kepler instrument is designed to detect such small changes in brightness.
This very star is called the M dwarf or red dwarf. A class of these stars make up 70% of the stars in the Milky Way galaxy.
M dwarfs are the most numerous stars. The first signs of other life in the galaxy may well come from planets orbiting an M dwarf.
This not only proves the existence of worlds that might be similar to our own, but will also shape future investigations of exoplanets that could have terrestrial surface environments.
So what we're trying to do now is to get a census of the planets out there that can sustain life. That's one of the fundamental problems we're trying to answer here. So this planet, so we've been looking at large samples of planets for a long time, and we're up to about 1,000 planets out there around other stars. And most of the planets that we have found so far are quite large, and they're a lot of the gas giant planets. So we haven't found a lot of the rocky planets. We found a few planets that we believe are much like the Earth in terms of the chemical composition, in terms of being rocky. But what is so essential about here is this planet is in the zone where water is in a liquid state. And that is one of the keys here, as far as we can tell, to be able to find life.
Kepler 186f is about 10% larger than Earth and may very well have liquid water. Observations suggest that the planet resides at the outer edge of the habitable temperature zone around its star. The team predicts that this zone has lakes, rivers and oceans which doesn't freeze or evaporate.
(186F) is the first validated Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone of its star. It's the outermost of 5 planets to orbit a star that is smaller and cooler than the Sun. This planet orbits its star every 130 days, and so this places it in the habitable zone. It's in a region where it could have liquid water on its surface. So we now have one example of an Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone of an M dwarf. This is exciting for us because of the hundreds of billions of stars in our galaxy, more than 70% of them are M dwarfs. So if we can say that planets like Kepler 186f are common, then we might be able to say that Earth-sized planets and habitable zones of stars in general are common.
Earth's gassy cousin. Scientists say the planet's size influences the strength of its gravitational pull and its ability to pull in gases to create an atmosphere. Going by the size of the planet, they estimate that there are chances that the planet could have a thick hydrogen and helium envelope. However, it is also slightly larger than the Earth, and so the hope would be that this would result in a thicker atmosphere that would provide extra insulation and make the surface warm enough to keep water liquid. Although the size of the Kepler 186f is known to some extent, its mass and composition are not yet clear. The scientists have suggested that the planet is likely to be rocky. The discovery of Kepler 186f is a significant step towards finding worlds like our planet Earth. Future NASA missions, like the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite and the James Webb Space Telescope, will discover the nearest rocky exoplanets and determine their composition and atmospheric conditions, continuing humankind's quest to find truly Earth-like worlds. Observation have shed some light on Kepler 186f, which orbits its star once every 130 days. This rotation of the planet receives 1/3 the energy from its star, placing it nearer the outer edge of the habitable zone. And whether Kepler 186f is actually habitable would depend largely on the planet's surface temperature.
So this planet orbits a star that is cooler than our own. It's slightly oranger, so if you looked in the sky, it wouldn't appear like the white sun we see. It would be slightly more orange. This star also receives less starlight than we receive from the sun. So it will be a bit dimmer on the surface. Perhaps at midday on the surface of this planet, you'd receive a similar sort of illumination to that what we receive maybe an hour before sunset. There wouldn't be the rich blues you see from our ocean. It would be a much duller color. And that's because there's not as much blue light coming from this star because it's more orangey, more red. There's less blue light to scatter, so the ocean's duller. The clouds and the ice on this planet would be a similar color to their star rather than the white clouds and ice we see. So they may all be an orangey color as well.
Well, Kepler 186f is among the many planets that have been discovered in our solar system by the Kepler telescope. The purpose of the telescope was to discover planets. But the telescope retired from planet hunting last year after the system that allows it to point steadily at a given star broke down. Nonetheless, many new planets are still being found in the data it collected before the system failed. We are pretty sure that there are billions and billions of Earth-sized planets in the galaxy. Still, this is exciting news after all. In fact, one of the main mission objectives of Kepler was to just do this. And there are still lots and lots of data to go through from the Kepler telescope. A News 9 report.